Excerpts from the Jodo Shinshu. 29. A collection of passages revealing the transformed Buddha bodies and lands that are provisional means of the Pure Land Way. Compiled by Jodo Shinshu, disciple of Shakyamuni. Passage 33. According to the larger Sutara, true and provisional vows were established. Further, in the Contemplation Sutara, provisional and true teachings are revealed. In the smaller sutra, only the true gate is taught, and provisional good acts are not discussed. Thus, what is true in the three sutras has as its essence the selected primal vow. What is provisional in the three sutras is essentially the practice of various good roots of good. In considering the provisional vow, from this perspective, I find that there is the temporary aspect, and the true. And further that there is an aspect of practice, and an aspect of trust. This vow is the vow of Buddha's appearance at death. Practice refers to the good of cultivating various virtues. Trust refers to sincere mind, aspiration, and desire for birth. Through the practice and trust of this vow, the accommodated and the temporary provisional means that form the essential gate of the Pure Land Way are revealed. By means of this essential gate, three types of practice, right, auxiliary, and sundry, are disclosed. With regard to both the right and the auxiliary, there is single praxis and mixed praxis. Concerning practicers, there are two kinds, the meditative practicer and the non-meditative practicer. Further, the three minds are of two types, and there are two kinds of birth. The two types of three minds are the three minds of meditative practice and the three minds of non-meditative practice. The meditative and non-meditative minds are minds of self-benefit that vary with each person. The two kinds of birth are immediate birth and provisional birth. Provisional birth refers to womb-like birth and birth in the borderland. It is birth like that attained beneath the twin sala trees. Immediate birth is transformative birth in the fulfilled land. In the Contemplation Sutara, we also find the aspect of the true. It is the revealing of the diamond-like true mind, through which Amida's grasping, never to abandon, is disclosed. Thus, Shakyamuni, the well-gone, who guides sentient beings of this defiled world, widely taught the mind of the vow of sincere mind and entrusting, for it is entrusting that is the true cause of birth in the fulfilled land. Hence, the larger sutra states, entrusting. It is the Tathagata's vow mind that is completely untainted by the hindrance of doubt. Therefore, the term entrusting, Shin, is used. The Contemplation Sutra refers to it as deep mind, in order to contrast it with the shallow trust of beings. It is termed deep mind. The smaller sutra refers to it as single-heartedness. Single, here, implies that there is no mixing of two kinds of practice. Further, concerning single-heartedness, there is deep and shallow. Deep refers to the true and real mind that is Amida's benefiting of others. Shallow describes the mind of self-benefit through meditative and non-meditative practices. 34. According to Master Shinran, depending on the minds of beings, excellent practices are performed. There are gateways numbering 84,000, and more. Whether they are gradual, or sudden, they are suited to the capacities of beings. Hence, those who practice them, according to their circumstances, all gain emancipation. But, it is hard for the foolish, and ignorant, who are ever sinking in birth and death, to perform acts, with the mind of meditative practices. For this, is to cease thinking, and to concentrate the mind. It is also hard to perform acts, with the mind of non-meditative practices. For this is to discard evil, and practice good. Thus, since it is hard, even to visualize forms, and fix the mind on them, Shantou states, one may dedicate a lifetime, of 1,000 years, but still the Dharma eye, will not be opened. How much harder indeed, is it, to realize formlessness, and cessation of thought. Therefore he states, the Tathagata already knows, that foolish beings of the latter age, possessed of karmic evil, and defilements, are incapable of visualizing forms, and fixing the mind on them. How much harder is it, to seek realization, without visualizing forms? It is like a person, lacking transcendent powers building a house, in the air. In the expression, gateways, and more. Gateways, refers to the 84,000 provisional gateways. More, refers to the ocean of the one vehicle. The primal vow. Passage 35. Among all the teachings that Shakyamuni Buddha taught during his lifetime, those that teach, attaining sacred wisdom, and realizing the fruit, in this world, are called the path of sages. They are termed the path of difficult practice. Within this path, there are Mahayana, and Hinayana. Gradual attainment, and sudden attainment. The one vehicle, two vehicles, and three vehicles. Accommodated, and true. Exoteric, and esoteric. Departing lengthwise, and transcending lengthwise. These are self-power teachings. The path of the accommodated gate, of provisional means, recommended by those, in the state of benefiting, and guiding others. Attaining sacred wisdom, and realizing the fruit, in the Pure Land of Peace, is called the Pure Land Path. It is termed the path of easy practice. Within this path, there are departing crosswise, and transcending crosswise, temporary, and true, gradual attainment, and sudden attainment, auxiliary, right, and sundry practices, mixed praxis, and single praxis. Right practices, refers to the 5 kinds of right practice. Auxiliary practices, refers to these 5 kinds of practice, with the exception of saying the name. Sundry practices, refers to all the various practices, other than the right, and the auxiliary. These are teachings, of gradual attainment, that expound ways, of departing crosswise. They are the temporary gate, of self-power, which includes the teachings of meditative, and non-meditative practices. The 3 kinds of meritorious conduct, and the 3 levels of practicers, and 9 grades of beings. Transcending crosswise, refers to being mindful of the primal vow, and becoming free of the mind of self-power. This is termed other power of transcending crosswise. It is the single, within the single, the sudden, within the sudden, the true, within the true, the one vehicle, within the one vehicle. It is the true essence, of the Pure Land Way. This has already been clarified, in Chapter on True Practice,